Good morning, actually good afternoon, day 18, and this is part 2. My part A, I waved 2 hooks at you, but only used this one. And now I'm going to use this one. I've just seen something on Facebook that got me really excited about my number 15. It's called a Nostepinne or Nostepinne, and it's this centuries and centuries old way of rolling wool. So you can take wool from your center as well as the outside. But I realized that with a number 15 crochet hook, I could show you and we could do it together. So you've got your ball of yarn that's a bit of a mess and you can't take it from the center. And so you take your yarn and your hook and you wind around the middle of the hook your foundation piece, right? And now you make figure eights and you make figure eights whilst hanging on to that middle bit, and you turn your crochet hook at the same time, and you end up creating your own ball of yarn, and you don't have to buy one of those fancy wooden turner thing, or one of those fancy plastic windy things that I always thought you needed. And you don't have to have someone in your life that can make you a nice small smooth wooden thing. You can just use your number 15 crochet hook and wind your wool so it can be taken from the inside and the outside. Anyway, I was so excited. I wanted to show you that number 15 crochet hooks are fantastic for all kinds of things. I suppose you could use a smaller one too, but this one's easier to hold and easier to wind, and suddenly I remember doing something really similar when we were winding our fishing line in as kids, and we would wind it like this so that our fishing line wouldn't get caught, and we could just unhook and unwind our fishing line basically straight away. I never really thought about it in relation to balls of wool and all those scarves that I've unpulled, and what a fabulous idea. Anyway, yeah, so that's my first use of my number 15. And right, and look, and you just bunch it up and slide it off, and you've got your inside, and you can just wind it round and finish with your outside, and it's all done. How magic is that? Anyway, what the other thing I wanted to show you was this, and how to use this stuff, this bobble wool. Now I got this for $3 at the second-hand shop because I think it freaks people out. So basically, the first thing you have to do is, this is where I finished off, is not be too precious about trying to get it between the undo this. This is where I finished, so I just put a little thread there so I wouldn't muck up my place. Gosh, I did that well, didn't I? I'm doing it. Right. So, not to be too precious. So I've done 1, 2. So I'm going into this hole here and I'm sticking it in. I'm just grabbing it, pulling it around and pulling it through. That's it. Stick it in, grab it, pull it round, pull it through. And you don't have to try and make all the bubbles go through. You don't have to try and get it only on the thin bits. The first time I tried to crochet with this stuff, I got myself in such a mess because I wasn't being relaxed enough with how I crocheted it, and I had in my head how it should look rather than what it wants to do itself. And it turns out that what it wants to do itself isn't so bad, and it actually makes a really fun edge on the blanket. Yeah, so I just headed round the corner with 5 in that hole and just continuing with this wobbly stuff, and it's really great with a bigger crochet hook. It just works a whole lot better. Yeah, and in the end it forms a really nice edge. Yeah, so that was my number 15 crochet hook things that I wanted to show you, and still a lovely Sunday. In fact, Steve's mowing the lawns. Yay! I don't have to. Okay, have a lovely day. Hasta la vista, babies.